It was an autumn evening of March. The age of fresh leaves had begun. When I sat in the room, she came to the garden and sat on a special stone bench, on which I liked to sit and get lost in the world of thoughts. I sat silent for a long time, looking at a lonely flower of chenbeli, whose companions had all fallen and remained alone on the branch. When I saw a strange desolation reigning on this flower, I thought, this flower will also meet its companions after completing its short term and life. He will also have the same fate as other flowers. Then what will be left at the foot of the garden after that? How can a man really live in the wilderness when his friends are lost? Suddenly, Daniel's face started to appear in the imagination. He was also alone in this world. Parents, sisters, brothers were all separated from him forever in an accident. Despite the bitterness in life, he was a young man with a lively heart and a broken heart. His heart was like a lion. His Daniel was my cousin. It was his job to keep laughing all the time. He was very handsome and his high position was embellished for his beauty. The khaki uniform had put 4 moons on his personality. Whenever I saw her in heavy boots and dignified uniform, my heart started pulling towards her. My father Jan wanted Daniel to become his son-in-law, and I had also decided to make him my life partner, but I had not expressed my desire yet. Hijab remained prohibited, but how far? When I had every authority from elders to choose my life partner, why not think about myself and the midwives? It had qualities. Apparently there was no evil. A worthy, patient, noble family was the owner of the best character. Then he was also respected in terms of position. He was the guardian of the country. What objection could anyone have on this relationship when his parents met with an accident? He stayed with us for a few days. Then the great aunt took him to her house. Since then he lived there. One day, I opened my tongue and voted in favor of Daniel. Ami Abu already wanted this. He was happy. He talked to his great aunt, and then Daniel also liked me and agreed. But he said that he does not want to fall into the circles of engagement, etc. He would marry straight a year and a half later. When he was promoted, he would go to the next rank. His posting was expected in a big and good city. In those days he was doing duty on hilly areas, where the family could not be kept together. It was a very difficult area. The snow-capped mountains were covered with white clothes all year round, and the morale of the good was lowered by the cold. Daniel used to call me when he came to the city from the hilly area. When I said that I am spending 1 day counting when you have a posting near our house and you come to our house, he would be very sad to hear this and say, "We are mujahideen. Our prayer will reach the presence of Allah together with your prayer and quickly, so that it is accepted, so pray well." Then I laughed and said, "Yes, the world is based on hope." In those days I was in the last year of BA. Meliha was also with me. She was my very good classmate, who later became my best friend. Meliha was beautiful as well as sociable and cheerful. That's why she was loved and popular. Wherever she went, she would become a party and everyone would become her followers. It had great qualities. She used to say her little, she used to talk to everyone with a smile on her face and respect everyone. She also got respect in return. I also liked the same Quaban of Meliha, but above all virtues, there was another attribute in it. It was all about making a serious party saffron sar with its wonderful words. Her jokes were polite, but often on the first day of April, sometimes she abused us. Since we all loved him, we used to endure his occasional excesses and did not celebrate bad things. I especially had great confidence in her. And why not? She was trustworthy. I used to tell him everything in my heart, but I admit that I made a mistake. I don't know why. I didn't tell him anything about Daniel and kept him ignorant of his feelings till the end. The evening fell in thoughts. There was no feeling of time passing. I was still sitting on a stone bench as a stone idol when suddenly my younger sister came and took me out of the world of thoughts. "Baji, what are you doing sitting here? Mom is calling you." At the sound of Ashi, the glorification of my thoughts was broken and pearls of memories were scattered. "Ezra and Aunt have come." "Ezra has also come with Aunt John," I repeated in disbelief. Meanwhile, Ezra also came. He said, "Baji, what will your heart feel here? There is no glory like Lahore city, what do you say here?" "Mana, there are no riotous splendors like Lahore, but there are many natural scenes. There is a stay here in life. There are thousands of Taklon Nisr on such silence and silence. Then someone fell from behind, so I turned around and saw Waban Daniel was standing. As if Prince Gulfum also came with Anjan. All my depression turned to deer. I woke up again. This city is not the city is silent. I don't like this place at all. Now do you want to take the natural scenery? Ezra BB. This is your boyhood. You don't understand the meaning of natural scenery yet. When Daniel took my side, Ezra was left with a bad face. At night, she came down the steps of the evening palace and came to our yard, so we all went inside and got busy chatting. How happy and golden days were they too. I pulled cold from sorrow and then rode on the train of memories. On that day, Maliha also arrived. She came to stay for 2 days on my insistence because it was my birthday on April 2nd and Maliha used to say thank you, Nez, that you stayed in the world one more day. Otherwise, the whole world would have celebrated your birthday on April Fool's Day. She used to laugh often after listening to him. Now look, tomorrow is the 1st of April, tell me who to fool. Yes, I missed. My friend Maliha had a great taste for celebrating April Fools, and she was perfect in fooling others. She was at our house last April too. At the time of Sadiq in the morning, when the call to prayer was being called, she woke up in the dark and suddenly there was a noise. It's a snake, it's a snake. We all got tired of the black snake. Brother John got up with his eyes met, quickly put the cartridge in the gun and asked, Where? Where? Meanwhile, Maliha pointed towards the small room. Look at that. Then Baijan fired 2 shots and 2 pieces of it flew away. At the door of the small room, someone was seen lying black on the ground. When I lit the candle of the veranda, I saw that Baijan had a precious new tie, which his sister-in-law had recently brought from America. On that day, when he came back from the feast, his brother changed his clothes and placed the tie on the chair, and now 2 pieces of it were blown. At the same time, my new shoes arrived, in which the pellets made small holes. Today is April 1st, Sahibu Maliha laughed and reminded me that my brother was shocked. The tie was dropped on the ground by Maliha in such a way that the snake was seen lying. Another one, he made a sound that he was electrocuted. She fell to the ground. When the doctor came, he found out that April was a fool. She used to do a lot of mischief anyway. She used to make pawn of people leaves and feed them with love. Sometimes she used to invite Lies Fairney by putting a blank sheet on it. Therefore, she used to laugh and be happy. When the autumn evening of April came, I told that Daniel is sick, and I cannot go for his mood because I have paper tomorrow. Months turn into years, seasons pass, time never stops. April came, autumn came, and blood also came along, and then on April 1st, I was shocked to hear Ashi's voice in the evening. She came to the garden laughing and said, Baji, now just do. How long will you wait for this lonely and sad flower of Chandeli? How many things have you started making? Where did you get so many things from? Now I have grown up. How long will it be? You have grown up. The mountain is as big and as high as the Himalayas. I had just said that a beautiful newlyweds came in from the front gate and showed me their eyes. I couldn't believe it. They both came towards me. It was Maliha and Daniel. I saw them in surprise that you two are not the characters of any drama. It is not a fact that those who have come straight from the stage have not come here. We did not look. We are really bride and groom, but whose? My mouth was open in surprise. Maliha pointed to herself and Daniel. Who are each other's brides and brides? But today is April Fool's Day. You made me a fool. I drank the moisture in my eyes and said, No, not at all. We didn't fool you at all. Today is April 1st, but tomorrow is April 2nd too. We have come to wish you a happy birthday today. But you? Looking at them, you can also call us Shadi Mubarak. Unfortunately, we could not invite you to our wedding. Actually, it was like that. Anjan and Kalo strictly forbade us not to invite you and your family because they thought that you people would not like this invitation. What are you saying, Maliha, my dear? My friend, how did it all happen? Asking this question, tears really filled my eyes. How can I tell you this? Just understand that this was written in our destiny. Well, I wiped my tears and said, I was thinking that even today you have come to celebrate April Fools, but you have made me a lifetime fool. I probably laughed the last time I said this. After that, they both never came, and my lips also craved laughter. To this day, my wet eyes are looking for these two lovers.